guys, Angie the Craftnado here, and yep, I'm doing it. I'm craftnadoing again. I am full-fledged all the way into this. I posted a part 1 video directly before this one. I had ordered 2 different little miniature dollhouse kits from Amazon from 2 different companies. The first one I got was from Unihobby. DIY house, and the kit that I got is Forest Time. Let me see if I can find it on actually I'll show you on the instruction booklet so you can see it a little bit better. And what it is it's just a little my fingernails are terrible because I've been working with glue and paint and everything, and gardening and everything else, and with working on these models it's really difficult to keep fingernail polish on your fingers, so forgive my nasty fingernails. But that is what this room is going to look like when it's finished. As you can see, I've been working really hard at it, and I got all of the components finished, and all I'm waiting for is to put it together. So I'm just going to show you the components one by one. This is, I've worked on but not completed some of the little tin box theaters miniatures. So that is, I want to put that out there first and foremost. I am in absolutely no way an expert or a knowledgeable person when it comes to miniatures or miniature assembly. This is kind of my first foray into it. But I want to show you what I've done so far. I think I did pretty well for my first time. So the first thing that you made was the bed. And the bed you had to make these little pillows and cut the fabric and make the quilt and the sheet. So the quilt, and I think I'm gonna affix that so it lays down, because it doesn't want to lay down all the way. And when this goes in the room, this will lean up against the wall a little bit. And then we made this little bedside table, or I guess little shelf, and I made all of the little things that go on there, both out of paper, wood, and fabric. And I thought that turned out pretty well. I thought I did a pretty good job. These little books are a pain in the butt to make. You have to fold all these individual little pieces of paper about 50 bazillion times. So, and this is from the Unihobby set. Then we've got this little table, the little thing of flowers. You had to put those little flowers together. You had to make this little pen is made out of a toothpick, cut toothpick, and a little journal. You can kind of see a little bit of the glue. I really don't think I did too bad of a job, but maybe I'm being too easy on myself. Made this cute little bedside table with a book and some gift boxes and a bouquet of flowers. This little shelf goes down by the foot of the bed. It's got a few flower pots, a couple newspapers, a few books, and a little shovel that you had to make with wire and paper. And then this little shelf is going to go on the wall. Whoops, sorry about that. A couple more books and a little painting. I would say one of the hardest parts about, the exterior walls. This is the interior wall. I went ahead and put the paintings on first. I thought that would be easier to put the paintings on nice and straight while it was flat, rather than once the walls get vertical. This is the exterior wall with a little awning, with fabric covered awning, and a little flower box with flowers that you make inside. These are the doors that are going to go onto the little doorway that goes to the outside. They'll go like that, if you remember from the photo. So there's another exterior wall. One of the hardest things to make were these curtains. You can see my wire is not completely straight. I straightened it out as best I could. But it was really hard to make the curtain hooks and make them all uniform, and then to get the curtains hooked into there and then onto the wire and then onto the wall. So that was a bit of a process. This wall Here also has a window on the other side with another painting and more curtains. Actually, the hardest part of all was probably the lighting, and that's the thing I'm not finished with, and that's the thing that's holding this up from getting put together. I'm going to need my husband's help with this. First of all, I screwed up on this, and I'm not going to fix it. I was supposed to do 5 little chandelier hangers, and these will hang nicely and uniformly. Oh, looks like I got to re-glue that one. All right, we're not going to worry about that right now. Ignore that one right now. I'll fix it. And that one. I'll fix both of those. But these have been the hardest thing so far. So this will hang from the ceiling, and it really does light up, which is really, really cool. And then there's another lamp that goes on the wall. So I'm having a hard time with those 2 components. I think those are the most difficult thing. But for having never done anything like this before, I really, really, really enjoyed it. I'm having a great time working on it, and I can't wait to get started on my next one. And kind of the point of this video, or this couple of videos, was to give a comparison of this Unihobby brand, which this kit was $20, versus this Robolife brand, which was almost double that. Now I see that it is on sale right now for a little bit cheaper. I think it's like $32.99. When I bought it, it was a little bit more. So this, you can tell already, this comes in a bit bigger of a box. They're both the same scale model. They're both 1/24 size. So let's get into this, and we're just going to take a quick look at what all comes in this kit and what you're going to have to do to make this kit happen. So I'm super excited to get into this. But yes, I'm craft-natoing again. This is another something that I'm getting into. I was painting in here yesterday. I got some paint on my table. I'll take care of that later. But I'm super excited to get into this and start on another one. Yes, I start on another one before I even finish one thing. So this one is called Sam's Study, and it's like a little bookstore. Well, not a bookstore, I guess, but little library. Let me see if I can slide that off. I can. So let's try to do that. So that's just all I needed, was another something. And you know, my husband has been really supportive of all of my crafting and all of my little tangents that I go on, but he saw my little house thing and he's like, now what are you going to do with that? Where are you going to put that? I'm like, I don't know. I'll set it on my bookcases in my craft room with my Lego buildings, because I also do Lego buildings, I think I've mentioned. So this is a very sturdy box, which, what do you care about the box? I don't know. I guess I'm just going to tell you. It's a sturdier box. Let's see what we've got inside. We've got a big, nice instruction sheet. The instructions on the Unihobby were very easy to follow. This looks like it has very, very nice instructions as well. Tells you all what kind of tools you need. And it goes step by step by step. I'm building the pieces. This looks like even better instructions. Some of the time the instructions in the Unihobby one, you could tell that they were what's the word I'm looking for? Converted from another language to English. So sometimes they didn't make all the sense, but you could get the gist of it, and they were pretty much just picture oriented. But there was a little bit of a language barrier there. This one looks to be a little bit more pictorial, but they are in English. The directions are in English. So, wow, it looks like you've got a... Let's dig this out. Let's get some stuff out and take a look instead of just sitting here talking about it. So we've got a paintbrush, some flower elements in our fabric, and wire in this bag. We've got some components in this bag. It looks like these bags are separated a little bit better than they were in the other kit, and the contents more clearly delineated. This looks like a little bit more intensive of an electrical assembly production. In the unihobby kit, it just came with the lights, which were attached to the wires, and then the battery pack, which you just then connect the wires to. This one, it looks like we actually have to, it looks like there's a lot more to it. I see a lot of teeny little screws in there, and oh, the elements themselves. So you're actually going to have to, take the lighting elements themselves and attach them to the wires. So I'm not sure how confident I feel about that, but you know what? It's all a new experience. Some more components would look to be bookshelves. Oh, this is so exciting. Whole bunch of little stuff. You've got a pair of tweezers in there, which tweezers are definitely necessary. There's a bunch of little beads and metal objects. We've got paint, so we're going to have to paint something. Now, all the pieces in the other one did come pre-painted, so I'm anxious to see what kind of thing we're going to have to paint. I wondered when I saw this paintbrush, so we'll check that out. And more bags of wood. And we've got our alcohol crafting glue here, and then this looks to be like a glue stick or some other kind of glue. This is probably like for paper glue, or you know, just like Elmer's glue or wood glue or crafter's glue. Okay, and then we've got, yeah, so none of this is painted. So these are all the pieces. Let me get my scissors here. Of the building. I don't know if well, it'll be clear enough. I'll take it out because I'm going to go work on it. So, you know. So it looks like, I bet you that's going to be the chair. Got the roof. Oh, they included a piece of sandpaper, which is nice. And so these are just going to be your big pieces. These are going to be the actual walls themselves. This must need to be painted because I can't imagine that you'd leave it this pressboard brown color. So that's what is in there, is all your major assembly components. And we've got some, looks like picture frames in there. Got some information from Robolife, scan, and just to let you know to do a review if you liked your product. I guess they don't want to know if you didn't like your product. And this looks like this is going to be all of our cutouts. So all of the book covers and the pictures and the floor. Now this paper, the thing I liked about the unihobby set is the paper that was included was a really high quality, glossy, kind of a heavier stock paper. And this is not. This is kind of just a regular printed paper, maybe even a little less rigid than a regular 20-pound notebook paper. Maybe almost bordering on like newspaper-like. But maybe there's a reason for that, and maybe it's to make the books easier to make, because there are about a bazillion books in here that you do have to make. And I did find with that hard paper, even though it was really nice, like for the floor, it was really nice to have that glossy paper. It seemed like it made it a little bit more quality for like the floor and the wallpaper. It did make it a little bit difficult to do all the bending that was needed for the books and everything. So look at bazillions of books. I am going to be folding books for days. Wow, wow, wow. So all of these papers, so what are these? For folding. And these must be book interiors. Solid lines for cutting, dotted line is for folding. This is really nice. So this is a parts diagram. So this is inventory. Basically, you line everything up on these sheets and make sure that you have all of your parts. So that is really nice, so you can easily and quickly do an inventory of everything that you have versus everything that you're supposed to have. So that's really nice to have, actually. Make sure you've got all your parts and that you haven't lost anything or misplaced anything. So I do like that. and template for your chair fabric. So nice. So I have to say, after just a quick perusal and glancing at this, and that's all that's in the box. We just got a piece of cardboard down there at the bottom. I don't know yet if it was worth double the price. I'm not sure. Maybe once I get into it, maybe I will have, you're not going to have a real opinion on it until you get into it and start doing it. This is a very different kind of room, a very different kind of assembly. So it very well could be. The pieces look really nice. I mean, I have to say the quality of these pieces look great. They've got pre-drilled little holes right there for the handles of the cabinets, whereas the other handles for the cabinets, the wire, you just had to bend it and stick it onto little pieces of paper, and that looked a little chimpsy. So this, I think, is going to look nicer, that the wires handles are going to actually go into those holes. So I can say that. And the pieces of wood, the actual pieces of wood, first of all, there's a lot more of them than were in the other kit. A lot of that was made out of cardboard. I mean, like infinitely more of them. So yeah, it's just, I guess it's not really comparable as far, I mean, quality wise, I'd say this maybe have a little one up in the quality of the wood. Quantity wise, it definitely has a lot more wood components that you're going to actually assemble than the other one. The other thing is you're going to have to do your own painting on this one, which is going to be fun. I mean, that's all a part of the DIY process, right? And then you've got a lot more of the electrical that you're going to actually have to DIY yourself, which, I might learn something. That might be interesting too. So that's what my initial take on this is, that quality-wise, probably this is a better quality, and it's definitely a bigger quantity of wooden items, and I'm really excited to get started on it, and I can't wait. And I will keep you guys updated, and I'll show you some updates and let you know how this is going as I work along. And I will also insert a picture or a little blurb on the first kit and show you what it looks like once everything gets put together. So thanks for stopping in, and it was nice to chat with you for a few minutes. And so keep a lookout for my progress on this and my finish up on the first one. And I will see you guys soon. If you have any questions, I'm probably not the person to ask about miniatures. Like I said, I'm very new to it. But questions or comments, just leave them down in the comments section, and I would be happy to hear from you. And I will talk to you guys again soon. I'll talk to you later. Bye.